Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late March 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for Aquarius in late March? It's Aries season. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius in late March. What's the vibe? What's the energy here for my good friends? Let's get this card out nice and quick, hopefully. You know, I read jumpers. Sometimes it's very particular. Okay, so I feel like I've been seeing a resurgence of this Little Mermaid in recent weeks. Not sure if you're one of the signs that got her, but I do feel like she's a pretty positive card to start off a reading. Whether like the rest of the reading's a little choppy or not, like Little Mermaid is a good place to start for a lot of reasons. It's very imaginative. It's a future focus. There's a lot of positives we can pull from this. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, absolutely beautiful piece of imagery this card is. We have the Little Mermaid, Ariel, chilling under the sea. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous. She's surrounded by all this beauty. But notice that her head is above the water. It's in the clouds, right? So to me, this is a great card for future focus. So whether it's things that are a couple months down the way, even years, it's like I'm looking towards the future. So Spirit could be saying like, all right, well, your present situation is not your final destination. It could be one of those things, which could be really nice and optimistic. But that's a big thing with the Little Mermaid. Even if things are cool, even if things seem fine, there's more she wants to do. There's more she wants to accomplish. So Spirit could be asking you to like, hey, maybe figure out like which directions you might want to head in. Now, if we're not talking about future focus, she is also extremely an imaginative type of energy. So that could be good for any sort of creative endeavors, thinking outside the box for things, especially when it comes to business or problem solving. This could be really good. The only drawback to this card is that the head could be in the clouds a little too much. So watch the overthinking when we have Ariel chilling right here. So we're going to put her down. She could keep singing her songs. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card there, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my beautiful Aquarians. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Surprising Victory, so I hope you did have one. I always say wins, victories, they come in all different shapes and sizes. So whether it's monetary, whether it's interpersonal relationships, you name it, it did feel like something popping in that you kind of weren't counting on or kind of weren't expecting. And hopefully that energy bleeds over for a couple weeks, because I've been seeing recently a turn in the energy for a lot of Aquarians, a turn for the positive, even when I do personal readings for some of you out there. It's like, all right, the energy is starting to turn, but we're going to see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for my beautiful Aquarians. What's happening in late March? Let's get 3 cards out here. Yeah, deck is being specific now. I'll take it. All right, okay. So we have the Devil in position number 1. That doesn't have to be a bad thing for an Aquarius reading, especially since you're ruled by Saturnian type of energy. We're just going to put this down right there. Let's get a couple more. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. Energy feels very, very earthy, which, I mean, again, I guess it depends on what you're going through and the things you're dealing with. For some of you, this is awesome. For some of you, it might be very frustrating. Let's get one more. Let's get one more here. Thank you. Page of Swords. Oh, the Watcher of the tarot deck. Okay, lots of people showing up in your energy here, Aquarius. So this is most definitely a different vibe than what I was picking up the last couple of weeks. That is for darn sure. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I always look at the elements first. I feel like that's super important. It tells us how the energy is moving. Especially now that we have double court cards here. That seems to be something I've been seeing for the other air signs this week. So it's like other people's energy. It's like I'm not seeing tons of cards that could be you. I know the page could be you, but it's like other people's energy. So you might be extra sensitive to other people's vibes. But as far as elements go, we're starting off here with a whole bunch of earth. Now that could be great for monetary things, business, career. Awesome. We have air, which is your comfort element, and the page of swords could represent you. But it's like we got different people. We got earthy type of energy, which is either very, very secure and abundant or a little too secure and smothering. So let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out. I feel like it's going to be a nuanced one. It always is for your readings. But position number one, we are starting with the devil. Granted, that is not the most optimistic positive card in the whole entire deck, but there are positives that we can connect to it. Now, the devil energy could link to Capricorn. That's your zodiacal neighbor. Maybe you have some placements in Capricorn. They get that due to the goat symbolism. Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. So that's one of your co-rulers if you look at the astrology. So I don't feel like this is necessarily a terrible thing. Sometimes you might be playing devil's advocate with a situation. Like, all right, well, I'll put myself in this person's shoes. Or what if I did that? Like for some of it, I don't know why I'm talking about devil's advocate, but that's what's showing up. Now, in the positive sense, the devil is very secure. It's a secure energy. It's not moving too quick. It could represent monetary abundance, and it could represent a lot of material things. But in the challenge, there's a long list. This could be a very toxic energy. It could be very attached. It could represent jealousy. It could represent mean, nasty individuals or people that we need to watch out for. It could be toxicity in general. But again, it's just Capricorn energy. It doesn't have to be bad. We're going to have to identify it, though, because when I see the devil, usually it's an energy that doesn't move quickly. It's an energy that's like very, very slow. Now, moving to the center, yeah, if this is a problem or a situation, it might need attention quickly. But moving to the center, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So again, earth sign energy. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, I mean, it could be any of those. And knights represent action. The thing with this Knight of Pentacles, it's the slowest moving knight. So next to the devil, it's an energy that it's either really good and secure for you, or it's something where it's like, this is not moving how I'd like it to move. There could be a lot of frustrations with this card. Now, the good things about the Knight of Pentacles, very detail oriented. This could be spirit telling you like, hey, be calm and cautious and go by the book for certain things. So, I mean, maybe that's something you need to hear, like go by the book, play by the rules, which is anti-Aquarian, if you ask me. You guys are free thinkers. The Knight of Pentacles could just be a conversation, right? Because he's always delivering that pentacle, especially with the page. So I am getting energy of a conversation or talk possibly that we'll want to look into further. So we'll see. Moving to the back end, we have the Page of Swords, which does take on a bit of an extra importance in an Aquarius reading. Now, this could be any air sign, and as I'm sure a lot of you already know, although Aquarius is the water bearer, you are an air sign technically. So this could be representing you when we clarify it, or something that's coming towards you, or a way you might be feeling. Now, all pages are students. All pages are communicators. This is a great sign for learning new things, new information, studying stuff. It's a lot of knowledge absorption, so I do like that. Again, it could be a conversation or a talk, but the thing with the Page of Swords, it's very defensive. Now, another thing with this page, it is the Watcher of the tarot deck. It's keeping an eye on things. So notice how it's like over here, it's looking at this, it's looking at this. It's like very analytical. So whether there's something that you need to keep an eye on, that you need to take seriously, maybe there's someone that has an eye on you. That could be very possible as well. So we're just going to have to see how all this plays, especially since we have court cards, we got conversational energy. There's a lot of stuff happening here for you this week, Aquarius. I want to dive deeper on all of it, so let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here. Yeah, and with that page, someone could be clocking your moves here. But yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that devil. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, devil time. What is this? What is the devil? Please. Okay, deck is being very specific for you. There we go. Queen of Swords in reverse underneath it. All right. So for some Aquarians out there, you might just feel a little off in this time, especially with the Queen of Swords underneath it. And again, notice we have a whole plethora of court cards and other people. I feel like your energy in this time, you're going to be hypersensitive. I don't want to say vulnerable, but you're hypersensitive to the energy of those around you. There could be an individual in your circle that you just need to keep a very close eye on, right? When I see the devil with the Queen of Swords in reverse, it's like, this person might not have the best intentions for you. So this could be someone that you need to beware of. Beware of what they're saying, beware of their motives. I'm not saying be paranoid or anything like that, but when I see the devil with one of your power cards in reverse, I'm like, oh, okay. That energy doesn't want the best for you for whatever reason. Or it's a situation or something that you need to keep an eye on, especially with the page over here. Notice he's on guard. He's watching all this. For some of you, that might be the thing as well. Like you might be on the outside of an issue and you're just watching it and clocking it. That could very well be the case. But I'm not a huge fan of this energy here in the front. I'm being very honest with you. Now, the Queen of Swords in reverse, she can represent something that pops up that's unplanned, that you didn't see coming. So underneath the devil, this could be a surprising issue, problem, could be an unexpected problem. But we'll see how it goes as we move forward. But I feel like for a lot of Aquarians, this is stuff happening outside of you, like other people. So try not to get dragged into other people's stuff. Let's keep moving. See what's up with that, because there's so many court cards here. There's so many other people's energy here. Let's see what the Knight of Pentacles says. We're going to keep moving. I feel like we really need to get to that page to see what's happening. So why is the Knight of Pentacles in the mix for my Aquarians? Okay. I mean, this energy does feel like it's trying to like balance things out. We have the Six of Swords where it's like, no, all right, we could solve this. We could work this out. Like it's an energy. It's taking it slow, taking it easy. There should be a situation where like the best route, the best case scenario is to take your time with it. I don't know why it's showing up like that, but the Six of Swords in the upright is a good direction it's moving in. So I like that. It's a positive. Although we have this energy in the front that I'm very skeptical of, the energy in the center is nice and slow. So there could be a situation that you need to be skeptical about it, or there's just a sense of skepticism, but I feel like it's healthy, if that makes sense. Now, the Knight of Pentacles with the Six of Swords in the upright, this could be somebody trying to make something right, but at the same time, it's like your approach should be this Knight of Pentacles with something. So whether it's work, whether it's business, it's like think for the long run, think for the long haul. Six of Swords in the upright is usually very good, and it's a card of improvement. So it's like, okay, maybe I'm leveling up here, or maybe something is about to level up in a good way, but it's about being patient and picking your spots. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but that's just what's showing up here. I feel like this is a good thing, especially after this. But again, try not to get pulled into other people's stuff. I feel like that's super important this week for one reason or another. Let's keep moving. Let's see what the Page of Swords has. Then we'll do a quick little recap. Because now I want to see, all right, is it someone watching you? Are you under the magnifying glass? Or is it someone that you need to keep under your magnifying glass? But let's see what's up with that Page of Swords. See what's happening there. So why is the page here? Yep. Okay. So we do have Lady Justice showing up here in the upright. So Libra energy, another possible individual. So it's just like people. Now, Lady Justice is very fair, very balanced. And it does tell me there is either a situation that you need to just keep a very close eye on or a person. And it's like, all right, well, wait until you see something that's wrong. Don't assume. I don't know why it's saying that, because Lady Justice is about fairness, right? That's a big thing with her, especially under the page. It's like, oh, I'm looking out for anything that is off or anything that's unfair. And I think that's a valid way to move. The energy here has a lot of skepticism for one reason or another. Okay? I'm not saying you're a skeptic about every damn thing, but Lady Justice, watch out for legal things, contract things. When I see her underneath the Page of Swords, it's like watching something from a distance. Okay, so whether, again, it's a situation that you need to watch and take seriously. That could definitely be the case. Or to me, it's like, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to trust you here. I'm going to go out on a limb. But I feel like first sign of nonsense, you know what you got to do. I mean, I'm speaking in a lot of hypotheticals here, so I guess a lot of you might be going through various things. But once again, there's a lot of different people, and your energy could be susceptible. So please protect your energy in this time, whether it's through meditation, spiritual means, however you protect your energy, do it in this week, especially with all these outside influences. But let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. So this is a mixed bag that we have for you this week. Lots of stuff going on, so that could tell me there could be various situations where there's a lot of moving parts. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the devil with the Queen of Swords in reverse. Now that can be a surprising or unexpected problem or issue popping up. I did also say, like, if this is a person, this could be someone that might not have your best intentions at heart. So, like, if there's someone that you're connected to that's giving you an odd vibe, trust that gut feeling. That's an energy I'm picking up here. Moving to the center, I feel like in various areas of life, the slow approach is the best approach, because we have the Knight of Pentacles with the Six of Swords. So it's like, all right, well, this isn't a complete and total train wreck, but the energy in the center, it's like if you just take a slow, earthy, calm approach, you're going to get the best results here. So whether it's relationships, whether it's business, it needs to be slow and calculated. Moving to the back end, we have the Page of Swords with Lady Justice in the upright. So it's like, all right, I'm watching out for anything that's off. I'm watching out if there's anything that seems wrong or seems like it's off, I'm going to act on it quick. And I think that's a good thing to do. But there's skepticism all over this, and I feel like it's rightful, or rightfully so. Page of Swords with Lady Justice in the upright. Whether it's someone that's got their eyes on you, or you got your eyes on something, or you need to keep tabs on something. That's just an interesting vibe. It's like, just keep an eye on it until something arises. Keep an eye on it until you have proof, if that makes sense. So please take a screenshot. Protect your energy in this time for sure, especially with all the different individuals. But let's get into the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get your shadow card out. What do we have in the shadows for Aquarius, please? Guides. What do we got for Aquarius, please? Thank you. Okay, we do have the Five of Pentacles in the shadows. That's a common shadow card to show up here. It could be warning against money issues, overspending, stuff like that. But the main thing I always think of, notice in this rendition of the card, we have like little Sasquatch outside looking in, right? He's looking at the people that are camping right there. So there's a sense of someone feeling or being isolated when this card is here. So for some Aquarians, maybe you need a little bit of alone time. Maybe you just need a little bit of me time for self-love, self-care. That could be the most positive aspect of this card. But when I see the Five of Pentacles, worst case scenario could be someone feeling abandoned. But usually the baseline to it for me is like, I feel lonely or I'm missing somebody. Okay, so there might be someone that you start longing for or missing in this time, or it's maybe someone wants your company. That could very much be the case. So, but for others of you, if everything's cool, if everything's good, maybe you just need some time for yourself, some self-love. But yeah, Aquarius, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me and get a little glimpse into whatever situations you're dealing with, you can check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March schedule is up and live. But for the March subscriber surprise, giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, where in this beautiful big world are you from? I'll go first. I'm from New Jersey. And you could just put it down in the comments and you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll talk to you soon.